All right, it's morning. Tequila's puppies are doing wonderfully. We will go film them in a little bit. Right now, we're coming out here to do our daily make sure everybody's alive nonsense. So, we do have a little bit of a situation, not with us specifically, but our province is under a state of emergency because of wildfires. It's so freaking dry. That's why I keep saying we just want some rain. It's a little bit of rain. And we're not getting any. Like they keep saying, we're going to get rain, and then we don't get rain, and then we're going to get rain, and then we don't get rain. So it's sunny right now. Doesn't look, does it? It's all wildfire smoke, all of it. It is bright and sunny, and we are under a haze of wildfire smoke. So we have an air cleaner running in here. Hi, guys. Chick, 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 chick. Yeah, everyone good? Chick, 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 chick. Duck, 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 duck. Okay, duck, duck. Chickens. Everyone looking good? Yeah? Okay. Okay, I thought you were dead. You were just sleeping. It's okay. So we have an air cleaner running in here in the hopes of keeping the babies from inhaling too much smoke, but frankly, there's not a ton you can do. So, these guys are all bathing in compost. Please don't ask. They're just, doing stuff. So, it's very smoky. It is so very smoky. And our one's not dead. Okay, I promise. We'll go over there and make her move. But, we got some of the ducks over here. The thing is, with the wildfire smoke, you do worry a little bit about some of the animals who have more delicate systems, like the rabbits and the babies. Okay? You do worry about that a little bit. We are not under an evacuation order. It's like 20,000 people are, but we're not yet. So, we do have a plan. See, Arwen's fine. She's fine. She's just, Arwen. Yes, duck, 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 duck. But we're fine right now. We do have a plan if we had to evacuate. Because you don't actually know, right? You don't actually know if you have to evacuate. So, keep knocking my stuff on the floor. Chickens. So, we do not have to evacuate right now. Could we? Maybe. We have a plan in place, okay, to get Tequila and the puppies out and everything. Come here. No, there's nothing there for you to sit on. Again, go do something entertaining. Go do something with your life instead of sitting here. Anyway, we do have a plan in case we had to. Is there a wildfire near us? Yeah, kinda. Are there more popping up all the time? Yeah, unfortunately. It's mostly because now some of them are caused by people. Most of them are not set on purpose. Even when they're caused by people, it's mostly people ignoring. Like, there's a complete fire ban right now. You can't. No, hi. It's okay, buddy. So, not only can you not have a fire in a fire pit, that's why we haven't been burning. But not only is that not allowed, because it's not, but you also can't, drive an ATV off-road, and because the sparks from an ATV could ignite the grass. So, you're not allowed to do that. One of the fires, one of the big ones, I'm sorry, bug just flew into my head. But one of the big ones was caused, or is caused, because it's still burning, by a train. Just sparks on the track. So most of them are not set deliberately by people, even though they are. Come on, just go. Broody ladies can leave. But there's an egg in there. Just because they're not deliberately caused by humans doesn't mean some of them are not caused by humans accidentally. Or, I mean, it's not deliberate, right? If you drive your ATV and then, whoops, did I crack it? I just put an egg on an egg. I hope I didn't crack it. But it's not deliberate. Like, it's I think it's deliberate, but it's not. Because here's the thing about that. Yeah, I just cracked that one. Well, that sucks. Hey, chicken, you want it? Thought so. Anyway, it's not deliberate necessarily. And I say that because driving your ATV, right? Driving your ATV does not mean you deliberately set the fire. It does mean you were ignoring the fire ban. So I'm just making sure Bonnie's breathing. He is. Bonnie, I'm going to make you get up. You're creeping me out. Rabbits sleep with their eyes open sometimes, and it's creepy as heck. I'm just going to make you get up. Hi, Bonnie. Bonnie. Hi. Can you get up? Hi. He's like, I could, but I'm not gonna. All right, fine. But he's alive. Anyway, that's not my point. So, a lot of the wildfire, not all of it, a lot of it's caused by lightning strikes. Let's be honest, we had a lot of thunder and lightning with no rain. And so those lightning strikes inevitably spark nonsense. And now we have this going on. I'm looking for Renee. I'm looking for Renee and I can't find her. They've been all over the place. Like, they've literally been everywhere. So they're probably not even in here right now. Hi. Where are your children? Here's Gwen. They were over on the deck earlier. Oh, there comes Patches. Hi, Patches. Hi, Patches. Hi. Hi, buddy. Little Patches. Little Patches. Meow. Meow. Go this way. This way. Go this way. You're so cute, Patches. That's really not a good way to get a shot of him, is it? It's not. But, Renee's under there. So, everyone's good. Everyone's having a fine old time. It's just really smoky. And, you know, there's not much we can do about it. So, that's basically the answer to that. Hi. What? Well, okay. Well, the food's not in here right now. Well, I know, but the food's not in here right now. Whatever. We moved it because you guys moved. Gwen's complaining that the cat food dish isn't over there, it's over there. But that's because she moved the kittens over there. Hi, Patches. Anyway, so that's what's going on here. That is what's happening. It's not that much fun. You can feel it in the air. But we don't have to evacuate. We do have a plan in case we had to. Okay, and when you have a farm, when you have a farm, part of that plan means you're not going to be able to evacuate everybody. That's just the way it is. There's no way. Hi, guys. Depending on, so they're back behind that. They're fine. I can kind of see them, but it's hard to film them, so we're just going to leave them. But basically, what's going on is when you have to evacuate with farm animals, some of them you're not going to be able to take. And in that case, the plan becomes you're going to have to open up your gates and hope for the best. That's literally what you end up having to do. Okay? You end up having to just do the very best you can. I gotta get my watering can. Doing the very best you can. You open up the gates for anyone you can't evacuate. Because sometimes you can't. Especially if you have like a lot of head of cattle or something. There's no way you're going to be able to move them all if you get an evacuation order. It's not going to happen. And that's not because you don't want it to happen. It's because it's not going to happen. Okay? That's what it is. So, because that's what it is, and because that's just the way it is, when you have larger animals, when you have a farm, sometimes, hang on, sometimes the plan, there we go, but sometimes your plan becomes just get everyone out that you can, and everyone you can't, you just kind of live with. Like you just literally, so we could shove Arwen in the car or the truck if we had to, right? We would let Shadowfax out of his pen. And in the event that we absolutely had to leave, we would try to take him with us, like have him run alongside the car and stuff, which he probably would do. But worst case scenario, if you cannot evacuate everyone, you let everyone out of the pens. Because the most unfair thing in the world is to, there we go. But the most unfair thing is to trap them in a pen or a coop and leave them if there's a wildfire descending on you. So if you are in a situation where you have to evacuate because a natural disaster is on your way, on its way, and you can't take your farm animals with you, you need to open their pens and their coops and do all of those things, because otherwise what's going to happen is you are going to end up with dead animals, because they're going to get trapped in their coop, and whether it's, you know, rising floodwaters or whatever, wildfires, tornadoes, if they can't get away, they die, right? That's just the way it is. So, just watering my plants here. It's very, very hot. We have a very deep well, so we're very, very country, very, very rural. We don't have city water or anything. We have a very, very deep well. So we have lots of water. That's not an issue. But the cruelest thing you can do is, in the event of an emergency, you lock them in a building or a coop or a fenced area, and they can't get out. And that very bad weather is coming down. It's coming for them. You don't do that. So you simply don't do that. Ever. So if you are having to evacuate and you have large farm animals that there's no way to evacuate, which, let's be honest, is the reality for a lot of people. And I know someone say, well, just call someone to come get, well, everyone's going to be calling someone to come get someone. Okay? So let's say you have even 10 head of cattle, but you don't have a trailer to move your own cattle. And you usually hire someone, pay someone to handle that. Well, the problem you're going to have is everyone is going to be trying to hire someone to move their cattle or their horses or their goats. So in an emergency situation where everyone has to leave, okay, not just one or two families, but the entire area has to be evacuated, the likelihood of everyone being able, there's Renee. The But the likelihood of everyone being able to safely evacuate, including all of the animals, more than just your small pets. Small pets, you just shove them in the car with you. Do not leave behind your small pets. Come on, you can stick your cat in your car. But when it comes to larger ones, the reality of the situation is there's a darn good chance that that some of them are not going to make it out. So if yours are among them, the responsible thing to do, like if you have 100 chickens, you're not putting 100 chickens in your car. It's not going to happen. So the responsible thing to do is open all your coops, let all the birds out so they can do the best they can in the natural disaster that's bearing down on you. Do not leave them trapped. Leaving them trapped means they have no options. So don't leave them trapped. Okay? With that being said, I'm going to go back inside. We're going to check on Tequila. It's pizza night. She's getting her very own pizza because she's feeding 8 babies now. So she's going to get her very own pizza. And don't worry, we are not in danger of having to evacuate right this second. Could it happen? Sure. If we don't get some rain, I mean, this is dry as heck. I mean, yeah, it's green, but that's because of the sprinkler and because of the little pond that keeps leaking everywhere. And it's because we're messy with water. We get water everywhere when we're watering the animals. And that's why it's always so green next to the house, because where we get the water for the animals is right here. And are we messy? Yeah, we get water everywhere, every time. So just even when I was filling my watering can, like now all this grass is wet. So it's green because we're messy. A lot of the areas around us are very brown. So could we have to? Sure. Anyone could have to. We're not anticipating it right now. So anyway, just a few words on that. Let's go inside, hang out with Tequila. Well, this is Tequila and her wonderful, loving puppies. Not dead, I promise. Sleeping. They're all looking good, feeling good. It's Tequila, there's another one. So we have one. She's on a couple. There's one there. So 1, 2. There's one under her. 3, 4. There's one in the tail. 5, 6, 7, 8. They're just precious. We adore them. So yeah, they're spread out a little bit. That's normal. Puppies are not quite like kittens or baby bunnies or anything like that. They're a little bit different. And they like to just hang, basically. Sounds alive. See, I told you. So they're all here, all happy, all doing their puppy thing. Now, eyes don't open for a couple of weeks. Okay? Eyes don't open for a couple of weeks. So it's going to be 2 to 3 weeks before these little guys are that one there. But 2 to 3 weeks before these guys are really moving about. And they're not really fun until they're 4 weeks old. And they are so darn cute. And Tequila is so proud of them. So they are awesome. I haven't checked for boy and girl yet. I've noted a couple of boys and girls when I'm rescuing them, because they sometimes end up on the floor out here. And Tequila gives me a look like, are you going to handle this situation? I'm not in charge of this. But she is such a good mom. She's really, really happy to have her babies. She basically was meant to do this. So right now there's one there. There's 2 under there. 3. It's alive, I promise. See, it's alive. One's under her butt. 4. No, that's 5. Hang on. 1, 2, and 3 are here. 4, 5 under her butt. And then 6, 7, and 8 are over here. They are all fantastic little guys. Okay? We're absolutely in love. We're going to keep being in love. They're just perfect. I currently have a pizza on the cooker. I'm having a cheese pizza. I'm going to share with my Keela. Because she deserves all the pizza in the land. All the pizza in the land, Dollface. For doing all of this. Man, aren't they perfect? Look at that. Look at all these little cooties. Aww. Look at them. Look at them. Aww. Look at that cutie. They're so perfect. Yeah. Anyway, that is our tequila update. We will keep coming back to the puppies every day. You're going to get to see them grow up. And I'm not going to keep them all, pretty sure anyway. I'm probably not. I love them already. How can you give them up? Probably easier to give them up when they're annoying the heck out of you at around 6 to 8 weeks old. And it's like, you know what? They can leave. But right now, man, they're so squirmy and warm and sweet. They're perfect. Anyway, while the pizza's cooking, I gotta head outside because the animals still need looking after. Even though I just want to sit here and stare at Tequila and her puppies. They're perfect. She's still a little dirty, but she'll clean herself up. I'm not going to worry about it. The puppies are looking fantastic. They're cleaner than she is. But they're only a day old. And they're so cute. Look at this one nestled with Mama. Look at that. Aw, so perfect. Also, I'll show you the chicks hatching once we get back inside. Because there are chicks hatching in the hatcher. Puppies are not the only sweet, adorable thing in the world. Some things are chicks. Look at how cute they are. Aww, they're perfect. All right, let's head back outside. All right, it is still, if you look up at the sky, that's still all wildfire smoke. It's not great. What can you do? You can smell it in the air, so yay. Anyway, puppies are still doing great. Love the puppies. My pizza's cooling on the counter. I'm just having cheese. I usually have cheese. Sometimes I do like a roasted chicken with a roasted garlic. But most of the time, I just love cheese. Cheese is my jam. So, cheese. All the way. Anyway, let's go in here and see if there's any eggs. And then we will head inside. And after I eat my dinner... Hi, there's a pony. That's a pony. Yeah, you're a good pony. I love you so much. You want kisses on the nose? He's like, no. What are you doing kissing my face? I'm kissing your face because I'm your mom. That's why you're following me. Let's see if there's anything in here. There's chickens in here. Hi, guys. I don't think there's any eggs in here because I cracked the one and then Tristan brought in like 4. I don't know who else is laying in here because the other hens lay out in the other coop, the far coop, that we don't go to very often. Sometimes we do. But I don't go out there very often. Tristan does. So I don't know which 2 hens, because usually Mira and Houdini are laying in this house. Hi. Oh, you're your best pony. You're the best. Don't bite my stomach, you old chomper. Oh. What? Turkey. Yeah, I forget what I was saying. Oh, yeah. Usually it's Houdini and Mira laying in this coop, and everyone else lays out there. I think because the roosters are typically up here, and the hens are out there. So it's kind of weird when it's extra eggs in there, when there's more than just the 2. It's kind of weird, but... Oh. There's a quail egg. I'm not getting it. Oh, there's a couple. There's one under the ramp. Duck, duck, duck. That's not your boyfriend. That's a turkey. There's a duck here that thinks that that turkey is her boyfriend. Tristan, there's 2 quail eggs on the bottom. You buttheads, get off of here. Just get off of there. They're broody and they're stupid. I don't think there's any more eggs in here. I already got one today. And these bunnies are doing okay. I don't know if those kittens are going to come out right now. I'm going to go into the garage and check on those kittens. You guys are weird. Yeah. Bonnie's fine, by the way. I know because the way he was laying earlier, somebody's going to think he was dead. He's okay. Bonnie is there. We got Bonnie and Zai at the back. That's Falcon right there. And there is Little Dots. They're all here. They're all alive. Okay? I know that somebody's always like, oh no, are they dead? Yeah, well, Bonnie lays like he's dead, but he's not dead. Kind of lays like it. No, I think kittens are not in there. Kittens are back under the deck, which is adorable as heck. And there's Gwen. Patches! Hi, Patches! Hi! There's Renee. Renee's underneath. Renee, do you want to come out? I can see her. See a little flash of her tail. Ah, there she comes. Hi, Renee, sweetie. Hi, sweetheart. Oh, put her up here. There. Hi! Renee's 10 days younger, remember? So she needs a little more assistance to get up and down. She's still very young. Yeah, you're still very young. So Renee needs a little more help. Apparently Patches is tripping on a chunk of wood, which is very funny. Very funny to me. Let's go see if we can see these other kittens. Because I know Rowan said he had moved the bigger kittens so they could get to the food easier because they're starting to eat. And Bowser was like moving them around. So we'll see if they actually. Well, here's Jake. I see Jake. I do not see any bebes. Did she take out you guys back there again? Yeah? I think she did. Yeah, she took them back there again. I can hear them. Mew! Mew! They're all back there. Yeah, she moved them again. Bowser's not having any of this nonsense. I'm just going to go see if I have to water anything. I want it to rain. I know it's a pipe dream. I know, that's still damp. I think this is okay. Yeah, I think this is okay. I want it to rain so badly. I am not impressed with this newest wildfire threat, I can tell you that. It's not fun. Okay, I'm just going to pluck these little weeds out. Just because you really should. Oops, that one broke off. Come on. Come on. Oh well, sometimes they break off. And you just come back and do it again when they grow taller. Anyway, I'm going back in the house. I'm going back in the house. Everyone's looking good, feeling good. Very, very cute. Puppies are fantastic. They're my little Pyrenees patrol. They're very cute. I already have people who desperately want them. So I know I got to give them up. But for right now, we're just going to live with the idea that I get to keep everyone. Because I love them. That's what the sun looks like right now. And there are no clouds in the sky. It's going to get worse before it gets better. It'll be fun. Let's go back inside. And of course, these little guys are hatching. We got a duck coming out there. So he's a little hard to see because of the way the incubator is. But there's a duck there. Now, the duck is still in the bottom half of his egg. I had to help him a little bit because he got his beak through the egg, but he couldn't get any of the rest of them out of the egg. So I just took off the top so that he could emerge at his leisure. It's really important that you don't pull the bottom of the eggshells off of the babies if you have to help them. Mostly because if you pull these bottoms off, if there is any unabsorbed yolk still in that eggshell, he needs time to absorb it, and it is so much easier to just leave it and let him absorb it. When he's done absorbing it, he'll come out. He's already trying. So we're going to let him work on that, and there are, of course, some chicks hatched as well. There's one duck and a bunch of chicks, because I had just one duck egg. And we're just going to let them hatch at their leisure, because technically hatch day is not till tomorrow, but everyone decided to get a jump on it. So we'll see what they look like tomorrow. Anyway, we will very quickly, oops, sorry about that shot. We will very quickly pan over, go back and look at Tequila. Oops, sorry, bunnies. I almost stepped on a bunny. They're doing fantastic. He's fine. He's just decided that's our robot vacuum having a fit. But he's just decided he'd rather lay on the hard floor than on the soft blanket. Whatever, I don't care. They can lay wherever they want to lay. So they're all here, all happy, all doing their thing. There's one under Tequila right now, so that's why you are only seeing 7. But there's one under Tequila. And they're all looking fantastic. Everyone's having a great time. Everyone's looking good. Tequila's looking good, feeling good, loves her babies. Anyway, that is going to be about it for us today. It's actually getting rather late. So everyone's doing their thing. Puppies are thriving. Kittens are good. Chickens and ducks are just doing their hatchy thing. So we're going to move on for the night and head off to bed because it's getting really late. And we're very tired. So that's what we're off to do now. We'll see you tomorrow.